I remember when some of the best shows that I grew up with had what? One executive producer, one director, and you had the team that, and everyone else that came together to make it a thing, like, you know, Star Trek, uh, Stargate. I mean, there's just a lot of older shows that didn't need so much oversight. All you needed was a couple people with a vision and the means to enact that vision, like Battlestar Galactica. And they ended up being some of the most iconic TV shows that has ever been on the TV. And again, you have studios like Blumhouse that puts in what $1,000 into a scary movie and makes millions off of it. Just because people have this thing where they will see scary movies even if it's the shittiest and cheapest scary movie they've ever seen in their life. People will go out of their way to watch them. And again, another example, you have the Godzilla minus one movie. That's probably one of the best Godzilla movies ever, in my opinion. They put what 15 million into the movie and got probably 10 times that within the first week. But then you have the Marvels, which Disney CEO claims the Marvels needs more execs on set, and it's like, why? The movie already sucks. So what? You want to need to pay what? How many more execs do you need to make the movie good? 3, 4, 5? I mean, I think the problem is the story and the fact that Marvel and Disney has fallen off. I don't think hiring more oversight, more people to soak up money but don't really add value to the movie. I don't think that's what you need. Honestly, the Marvels probably just shouldn't have existed. Bob Iger, CEO of Walt Disney Company, has suggested that the lackluster box office performance of The Marvels was due to the Marvel Studios films needing more oversight from executives during its production. So what? Your your cast and actors are going rogue. What? So what do you think that's gonna fix? I mean, yeah, that one thing with The Witcher where, um, well, the main actor that played The Witcher, I can't think of his name, Henry Cavill, yeah. You know, when they killed off Roach, spoilers, when they killed off Roach, and I believe the second season, they wanted to make it a ha ha, funny, funny meme moment. But Henry Cavill's like, no, Roach is just as much a part of this story as The Witcher himself. So just killing him off and making it a funny, funny meme moment would do a disservice. And he himself wrote the story and wrote an ending to that damn horse that was well liked, well received by the fans. But for some reason, Henry Cavill has just been ousted. I mean, he was the only one effectively carrying the Witcher TV series. But they didn't want him because he actually cared about the IP and didn't want it to go to shit. As reported by IGN, Iger was interviewed at the NYT DealBook Summit on Wednesday, November 29th. His remarks included a brief appraisal of The Marvels, the latest feature film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which has fallen short of the earnings of most other installments in the franchise. In reference to the difficulties that the movie faces during filming, especially the restraints caused by COVID-19 pandemic, Iger said, there wasn't as much supervision on set, so to speak. where we have executives that are really looking over what's being done day after day after day. So he's blaming COVID. Something that happened, what, 5 years ago? No, it was less than that. 4-ish years. He's blaming something that's been long gone. Like, we're over COVID. People don't watch Marvel because Marvel movies are kind of ass. And Disney is the fast food of entertainment. You have two of the most disliked companies on the Marvels. And again, Disney, well, the MCU is effectively directionless. They don't know where to go after Endgame, but they want to keep profiting off the IP. And at this point, I don't even know what they could do. Like, I released a video, they could go back to the original, cast, but again, the older superheroes, one, they've screwed, that those who they haven't screwed over are probably old. So, I went on to state, I would say right now my number one priority is to help the studio turn around creatively. So why do you need more execs? Why not you? Well, you're probably the CEO of fucking Marvel. I'm like, why not you yourself go down there and see what's up? I mean, again, how many more execs? How many more people you need soaking up money to make the Marvels or to make any movie after the Marvels good? Because I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is just people don't care for Marvel. Like, superhero fatigue has been a thing for a while. And plus, the Marvel is, they claim to be a progressive and social company despite doing everything in their power to piss off fans because they believe that clout, any clout, is better than no clout. So yeah, just piss off the fan base and be Pikachu face when no one buys their toys, no one buys their merchandise, no one watches the movies like this one. And the Marvels, Brie Larson and Carol Danvers leads a new team which comes to be known as the Marvels, composed of herself, Iman Vellani, Kamal Khan's Miss Marvel, and Tyra Paris, Monica, whoever, Phantom. The movie series as a prequel not only to 2019's Captain Marvels, but also Miss Marvel, the 2022 miniseries starring Vellani. The character of Monica, meanwhile, was introduced as a child in 2019's Captain Marvel. Paris took up the mantle as an older Monica in 2021 miniseries WandaVision. I didn't like WandaVision. Like, I stopped after the first two episodes because I don't like telenovelas. I want action. I want fighting. I don't want, and again, this is what superheroes used to be. Like, the essence of the superhero was the villain versus the hero. Like, in every comic, that was the thing. Now, you had comics where there really wasn't a hero. It was just two equally shitty parties, but you kind of gotta root for one. But there was still a fight, and there was still action, there was still a danger, there was still risk. But nowadays, that's just not a thing anymore. At least the villains in most DC and Marvel movies nowadays are kind of throwaways. And the superheroes, well, again, people are just sick and fucking tired of seeing them. Nia DaCosta directed the Marvels from a script she co-wrote with Megan McDonnell and Elise Karasik. In addition to the main trio, the film's cast included many new and returning MCU stars such as Zaw Ashton as Dar-Ben, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. They completely ruined his character. Park Seo Joon, Lashana Lynch, Randall Park, Zenobia Shoroff, Mahan Kapper, and Sagan Shah. So they threw a bunch of. They had a lot of remember this scenes to these other movie scenes, to my knowledge, that were just like, okay, why are you showing us this? I mean, assuming the people, like, you're assuming the people who've watched, say, the end games would watch. Well, they assume. In all actuality, people who watch Endgame did not watch the Marvels, or most of them didn't. But I mean, if you're going to continue the series, you are to assume that they have. The Marvels playing in theaters now. Yeah. And are there any comics? Yeah. I get that the investment this size means a lot of cooks in the kitchen. But if he thinks the execs are the best chefs, he's nuts. Doesn't fill me with confidence about Marvel's future, or Disney's for that matter. Maybe Feige's burned out, stretched too thin, or just staying out of the way. But Marvel's latest stuff doesn't seem to have the old touch. They need him, or someone just like him. And at the top of their game, maybe he needs to start training his replacements so Marvel pipeline isn't single-threaded. Again, I don't believe, like, there's this misconception that if you bring back the old guard, it'd get better. But that's not the case. Again, you don't know how much oversight they have over these shows. And if they ever try pulling a Henry Cavill, like, they could just be ousted and replaced and all that with someone who's just a yes man or woman, or who just will just go with whatever just to suck up a paycheck. So I don't believe that's the issue. Again, the issue is from top to the bottom, you have people that just do not care about the IP. They just soak up the check and want to. And Disney and Marvel themselves probably don't even care about the IP. They're just wearing it as a fucking skin suit. In the end, what Iger said was the directors are nothing more than a worker. The brains are the executives. That's the most dumb stuff I've ever heard, and I will not be surprised that in time, less and less directors are willing to work for Marvel and Disney. Of course, that money speaks more than words or values, and for money, many are more than willing to sell their souls. Yeah, again, I mean, it is a product, but the idea is you put out a product that you know the fans are going to like, and you make money. Like, this is the way things should be. But unfortunately, the world doesn't work the way things should be. It's people wearing IPs as skin suits, just working a job. And that's not what the Marvel or Disney needs. Like, they need people who genuinely want to sell the product, genuinely want the consumer base to, one, come back, two, to stay. Because right now they view the consumers as a resource that just exists that they can tap into at any time, and that's just not true. Because you can piss off your consumer base, and they not want to see your movies ever again. They can move to anime. Like, there are other things your consumer base can do, but watch your movies. And okay, again, maybe you're getting investment money from, BlackRock or ESG, but again, if people aren't buying your shit and people aren't watching your movies, if you're not putting out a product people want to see, then honestly, you probably just shouldn't exist, is my opinion. More executives to watch over this. It still would not have helped, but looks like he's trying to shift the blame. I guess he forgot to mention that the test screening with the number of execs, it didn't do very well. So reshoots were authorized, which apparently still didn't help either. From what the end product turned out to be, no one was interested in this movie, and audiences' attendance has been proof of this for the past few weeks already. Yeah, what the hell are more oversight going to do with this? Except, again, multiple reshoots. People who probably don't care. You're probably just going to give money just to, I don't know, overlook the people who was actually doing the jobs, like the CG team, the prop team, people who don't have unions to help them. I mean, the actors, they have unions. They have all of this to ensure their hundreds of millions of dollars. But, the CG team doesn't. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say about this. More execs is not going to fix a damn thing, in my opinion. But anyway, peace.